Good morning, class, and welcome to our new lesson video for today. Hope you all are having a wonderful week so far and ready to start with our new lesson. So today we're going to be talking about punctuation again, and it's going to be about the comma. We already studied punctuation, but we only studied capital letters and full stops. Can you remember them? Well, today we are going to be talking about the comma. So I need you to pay full attention very carefully so we can study our new topic for today. So, before we start with the new lesson, we have to remember that all sentences begin with a capital letter and end with a full stop. We have to remember that. That is what we studied last week and the week before. We begin all sentences with a big letter, a capital letter, and end with a full stop. Just like in the sentence down here. Full stop. Now, we are going to be talking about the comma. And a comma is used in a sentence to separate words. Now, this is very important that we go practice it. A comma is used in a sentence to separate words. So when we are creating a sentence and we have a lot of things in a sentence that we are talking about, we use a comma in the sentence to separate them. Don't worry, I will show you an example soon. But we need to remember a comma is used in a sentence to separate words. Separate means to take them apart, to keep them separated. So what are we going to do? We are going to correct the sentences. We are going to remember to write the first letter in each sentence with a big letter or capital letter and add the punctuation marks. Now, punctuation is all types of marks like the full stop, comma, there's a question mark, exclamation mark. But today, I want you to focus on the full stop and the comma. The comma is very important. Here is an example. So here we have a sentence. Let's read the sentence first. I spy a crab, a lobster, and a penguin. Very good. Now, as we can see, we start the sentence with a capital letter. And here we have three things: a crab, a lobster, and a penguin. So we use a comma right here to separate these two words. A crab, comma, a lobster, and a penguin. When we see and, we don't have to put a comma because and already separates these two words. But some places there are words like these two that are right next to each other. There we need to put the comma to separate them. I spy a crab, comma, a lobster, and a penguin. Then what do we do at the end? You see here, we have the full stop. So class, we're going to be practicing this real quick. And we are going to be reading some sentences. So I hope you all are ready, and please see if you can remember the rules. So our first one is, I spy spiders, bees, and frogs. Repeat the sentence after me. I spy spiders, bees, and frogs. Very good. So what do we have to do first? We start the sentence with a capital letter, right? So this is going to be big letter I. So do you know where the comma is going to go? I spy spiders, bees, and frogs. Here we have and. So that means these two are already separated. There is not going to be a comma here. The comma is going to be here. And at the end of the sentence, we put a full stop. Just like, read the sentence with me again. I spy spiders, bees, and frogs. Alright, so when you see two words next to each other like this, when we have a lot of things we talk about, we separate them with a comma, but if you see an and, there's not going to be a comma here or here, but somewhere here between the words. Let's try again. Read the sentence with me. I spy a walrus, a shrimp, and a marlin. Again, I spy a walrus, a shrimp, and a marlin. Very good. So what do we do first? Capital letter, right? So the letter I must be a big letter. So now, where do you think is the comma going to go? I spy a walrus, a shrimp, and a marlin. So we see and here, right? That means there is going to be no comma here. But here we have two things. A walrus, a shrimp. So these are two different things. We need to separate them. A walrus, a shrimp. So separating them, we put a wall here. And by the wall, I mean the comma right here. And at the end of the sentence, we put a full stop. Just like this. I spy a walrus, a shrimp, and a marlin. All right, class, let me see if you can do the next two on your own. I'll give you a few seconds to complete them. Now we have I spy snails, fleas, and ticks. See if you can figure out all the punctuation marks and remember the capital letter. Are you ready? If you're not, pause the video. But what do we do first? We have a capital letter. Let's see if you are correct. I spy snails, fleas, and ticks. There we have the capital letter. And we have the comma right here. Because here we have and. I spy snails, comma, fleas, and ticks, full stop. Then one more. I spy a squirrel, a goat, a cow, and a hippo. So this is the important part now. Now there is not going to be only one comma, but two commas. You will see why. So our first, we do capital letter, right? I is a capital letter. I spy A squirrel, that's one thing. A goat, two things. A cow, three things. And a hippo. So there are four things. But and already separates hippo. So that means there are three things. Let's see again. A squirrel, a goat, a cow, and a hippo. So now there's going to be more than one comma. Let's see if you can figure it out. So take a look right here. I spy a squirrel, comma, a goat, comma, a cow, and a hippo. Full stop. So class, that is the comma. Today I want you to go practice the rule of the comma as well as these sentences. I want you to go read these sentences and practice them because that is a part of our new reading book for this unit. So go practice that and please remember the rule of the comma. I'll see you all later for your activity.